I try to give people, I guess what they'll call now, dropping gems. I try to tell them stuff that will help them out so they don't make the same mistakes I made when I was younger. Don't shit where you eat. I don't know if many people understand that expression, but the thing is, if you got people around you trying to help you that you know are trying to help you, don't just do those folks in any type of way. And two, keep your circle small. It was a guy I was cool with, and my brother was cool with. He ended up killing my brother over some shit that didn't even need to involve any type of killing or anything like that. They could have just fought it out. So just watch who you keep around you. Exactly. Keep positive people around you. And the crazy thing is, I played pool with them together at the same time, the same day. And then like a week later, I get a phone call, and they're like, yeah, been killed. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. And I was like, I just played pool with them last week. And, you know, damn, I'm getting blowed around here. Yeah, all these balls here. Okay, I'm gonna get out the ball pit. It's shit that still kind of fuck with me about that situation, cause like I tried to get them to come together, but obviously differences between those two are, you know, to that point. So, and I kind of wish, cause if I would have been around when it all went down, like they got to fighting, and from what I heard, the guy he beat up my brother, he beat him up in front of everybody, and then he came back with a gun and shot him like 9 times in front of his kids and his own kids. And I kind of feel like if I wouldn't have been in another city with thought, if I would have actually been there that night, that shit wouldn't have went down like that. I don't know, I just sit and think about that shit like every day, but you know, I try not to let it get to me. Keep your family close and enjoy them, because you never know when you're gonna lose, you know, any of them. Just enjoy life, basically, and keep people around you that are positive. Oh, no problem. I appreciate you interviewing me.
2014? Yeah, my girl got shot in front of me. And that's been the most painful thing I've had to deal with. You know, obviously, long story short, but it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Of course not, man. I'm 27 right now myself. I'm gonna carry that with me through every bitch that I choose to have in my life from then on, you know? There's a different... Listen, man, let me get down here. Listen, when you see that sun shine, and it shines a little different, and it hits on her like you wouldn't believe, and her eyes glisten when she looks at you, you don't ever forget her. And you don't ever forget the motherfucker that took her from you. You know what I'm saying?
Most painful thing I've been told. This isn't necessarily like a thing that like hurt emotionally. It was, well, it did, but it not in the way you might expect. Back in, would have been 2017, 2018. I was put in partial hospitalization. Hey, depression, anxiety, ADHD. That's like the thing that you come to expect. But I was deathly scared of medication at the time, and so they're trying to get me to take the medication, and they looked me in the eyes and they said, okay, you said here that you were looking at methods online, and I'm like, well, yeah, I was just perusing. It was more out of interest than anything. So they looked me, they turned to me and they said, okay, so you're going to agree to take this medication right now, or I'm going to send you to full-time hospitalization. I'm going to have you admitted. And I was like, hey, that's, no, you're not doing that. I'm pretty sure that counts as coercion. Don't do that. So they sent me to the intake. This is the better part of the story. I made it out of intake, and they didn't admit me. This woman was so convinced that she was going to have me admitted, she didn't have them send my hoodie up. So they turn around and I get out and I come in the next day and I walk up to her and I'm like, I'd like to request a change therapist.
Honestly, I don't know like a specific phrase, but I think that because I like struggle sometimes with like self-image and whatnot, that if I get like negative reinforcement from my parents or whatever, it like sucks ass. You know what I mean? Because it's like not a lot of people give compliments. I guess not a lot of people give insults either. But I think that like most hurtful thing I've been told maybe is like if my parents are like, shit, you gotta be doing more stuff, like you gotta get into school and you're gonna like fall behind and shit like that. Like not getting that approval kind of sucks ass. So I don't know, because I've been like a gifted and talented student my whole life, you know what I mean? That shit kind of sucks because your expectations are so high, but like your drive just like diminishes over the years.
A family member that I enjoyed spending time with, they didn't want me hanging around them because they didn't want their kids to turn out anything like me. Unfortunately, for a very Southern-style upbringing, bears with it some connotations that a lot of people aren't fond of.
Painful thing that my cousin, so I have second cousins, right? Say my cousin's brother.
Don't tell me what you're about to tell me, bro.
No, so I have a second cousin, right? So my whole life, I had to believe that my auntie's not really blood related to me, right? My whole life, I had to believe that she was my auntie. I live with her. She's not my real auntie. So for my whole life, she's never been my real auntie. That's the weirdest thing that's ever tripped me out. I have another one too, if you want me to share that. I figured out that my Uncle Clyde, so his whole life, he has never had a kid, correct? And he's homeless. He's homeless now, right? And now he has some type of disease or whatever that's slowly brain rotting him. So he's a homeless that's he's brain rotting. And his mom, my great grandma, had dementia. So they're thinking it's something with like dementia or whatever. Look at y'all not caring.
Nah, bro. I was listening, bro.
I think I'd say I'm in a better place mentally. Like, you know, it takes time and it takes patience, but eventually you get better. I just tried to find more things to like focus on that are good than bad. Like, you tend to see a lot of, like, negative reinforcement. People who are like, I hate myself so much. God, I'm so annoying. I wish people shouldn't hang around me kind of stuff. And it's a lot of cutting that out. It's a lot about finding the small things that you can appreciate over the lots of things that you really dislike. It's kind of just a change in perspective. I used to sit there and I would look at the news and the stuff happening in the world, and it's like, statistically, we're well, not statistically, but from a, like, social standpoint, we're really divided, just not even as just a country, as a world. Everyone has their own opinions. They're very hard and fast in those opinions, and they'll fight with anyone who thinks any differently without giving them a chance. And I mean, I get that. I get the need to be defensive about your beliefs, especially if you feel like they're under fire. But just kind of like looking away from all that and just focusing on the stuff you enjoy can go a long way.
The biggest struggle for me definitely is the ratio of like who is like supporting me and who isn't. So I would say that it really depends, because like if I'm having a bad time but I have like a few people that are saying like, hey man, like it's cool, like you can just like chill out, like I'm here for you, and then one person says some shit, I don't really care about it a lot, versus if it's like the other way around, I care about it a lot more.
My message would be to take the time to know yourself before you try to meet and get to know someone else. I didn't know who the hell I was, and I was trying to get to know some girl, like seriously, like. Anyway, prior to me having a job, I just moved into my place. I didn't have internet, I didn't have much food, and I didn't have a job, but I had some money saved in my bank account. That's where I started to get more comfortable with being myself, because if I can give myself such great advice, or I can give such great advice to others, I should take it myself.
I don't know, really. I take everything. I have pretty much a tough skin, so I don't know. You just kind of just get used to stuff, I guess. Like I've been yelled at a lot, like growing up, and basically experiences. So you kind of just like you get used to it after a while. It's like when I was a kid, I was scared of like a lot of things. Even Luigi's Mansion scared me. Well, now, like I'm as an adult, I don't even get scared by scary movies. They just kind of like, man.
Stay positive. If you ever have like a problem with your mental health, make sure to go speak to someone, because otherwise, if you don't, bad things can happen. So always remember to speak to someone about your mental health. That's my message of the day.
Above all else, you have no idea what struggles people are going through on a daily basis, and you cannot know how big of an impact something as simple as a smile or a how are you doing can have. So in all things, be kind.
You just gotta, if anything happens to you and you can't do anything about it, you just gotta say it is what it is. Nothing matters. Happiness is only temporary.
I don't know. I just like to say be yourself. You know, people will always put people down because either they're not who they want to be or they're not like comfortable with who they are, so they try to put you down. But when that happens, just believe in yourself.
Let yourself be happy more. That's something that a lot of us don't do. We don't let ourselves smile or laugh. Just get out there and make some memories, smile a bunch, tell some fun stories. It's what I do.
Kindness is contagious. When you are kind, you inspire others. Be the spark. Spreading kindness merchandise available now.